Thank you for tuning in. I'm glad that you're here. In today's Home Seller Tips video, you'll learn the top 8 ways on how to show your home to prospective buyers. My name is Andrew Finney. Please consider me your real estate geek. I'm always here to help. My contact information is in the show more description below and again at the end of the video. So whenever we want to show a home to a buyer, we want to make sure that we create certain feels and certain areas to make sure that that buyer stays in your home longer. The longer that they linger, the more that they can visualize themselves living there, the more they're going to want your home and write an excellent offer on your home. So let's lead in with showing tip number 1. Showing tip number 1 is actually the warm welcome. So how do you create a warm welcome? Well, it actually begins from the moment that the buyer agent knocks on your door with the buyers. Don't mandate that they take off their shoes. Allow them in the home as they would naturally come in. If they take off their shoes, that's okay too. Just allow it to be a completely natural environment so that they can go in your house and take a look. The only time that it may need to be required that have a buyer take off the shoes if it's some kind of religious or cultural mandate for you or the buyer, then it's completely acceptable. Other than that, don't expect that to happen. Just allow it to be natural. One of the other ways to create a warm welcome is simply by leaving the house. And before you leave the house, the other tip is just to simply share with the buyers to please take all the time that they need to look through the home. And if they have any questions when they're done looking, to please let you know. That way they can answer those questions, or you can refer the buyer agent to contact your listing agent. And that'll really help out a lot too. And you also leave a thank you card near the door, so whenever they first open the door and they see you smiling and welcome them into the home, then you also want to have a thank you card right there, so it says thank you for coming by today, it's great to see you, something like that. It really sets the tone to a warm, positive welcome and makes people feel good. If they're feeling good as they walk into your home, they're going to feel good as they look through the rest of your home, and they're going to give you a great offer. So showing tip number 2 is a comfy home temperature. You know, if you're going to go out and look at homes, you're going to want to go into a temperate home. If it's cold outside and it's cold enough that you're wearing a sweater, then turn the heater on. This isn't the time to be worried about the electric bill or the gas bill. This is the time to get your home shown and get it sold as quickly as possible. So if it's cold enough outside to wear a sweater, turn the temperature up 2-3 degrees so that's nice and comfy when people come in. Likewise, if it's warm or hot outside, then turn the air conditioner down 3 to 4 degrees below where you would normally have it. If you have enough time to knock down the temperature by 4 to 6 degrees before they arrive, then go ahead and do that and then put it back up at its normal temperature so the home is already cooled off. If not, then simply just leave it 3 to 4 degrees cooler. That way, as they're opening up the doors, going in and out of the house, any of the AC that's lost through going in and out of the doors is replaced by nice cool air, so they're not sweating and they're just there nice and comfy, lingering around your home and visualizing themselves living there themselves. The idea is that by creating a comfy, cozy environment, they'll linger longer, they'll want your home, and they'll, for one thing for certain, if it's cold, they know your heater works, and if it's hot, they know the AC works. So that's a big question out of their mind's eye right there too when it comes to the home inspection. Showing tip number 3 is inspiring a great mood. So how do you inspire a great mood? Well, if you have a gas fireplace and even a wood burning fireplace, you'll want to always turn it on. Now, if you have a wood burning fireplace and it's in the middle of summer, well, you might not want to exactly light the fire as much as some people might say to do it, because it'll cause additional heat. Now, if you have a gas burning fireplace and you have a way of it not producing heat, like turning on the fans or the vents to let the heat out, then you might want to just go ahead and turn it on, because it creates the atmosphere. Again, addresses the question, yes, does the fireplace work? Yes, it does work. It's on. And it'll also help create a very romantic and inspiring mood and a comfortable visualization of them living in that house. Another way, speaking of romance, especially if you have a couple that's coming into your home, you would like that couple to feel like the home provides them a romantic area. So to create that romantic area, simply take a couple of champagne flues with your favorite bottle of champagne and place it nearby so they can see it in the appropriate location, whether it be a formal dining room, the the bedroom, anything like that. Just place it so that, in your opinion, where that romantic mood should be set. Okay? Another way of doing that is creating a soft and easy music feel. And soft and easy music for home showings is really pretty easy, courtesy of like music choices. I'm sure you probably have music choices on your cable network or online, or something that you can use off of iTunes or Pandora. But the idea here is that you want to go with what's called soundscapes or sounds of the seasons. Either one of those two channels when showing a home are awesome. If you do that, then it's going to really help as well. If you have a pool or if you have water fountains, absolutely turn them on. Turn on all the special features to your home so that they can visualize their own oasis and their own peace as they come home. And it's your home now, but you want it to become theirs. So let them see your home at its absolute best. Showing tip number 4 I call Scentalicious. So Scentalicious is actually about playing down overwhelming scents that some people could actually be allergic to or find off-putting. So you don't want to spray perfume in the rooms or cologne in the rooms, because I've seen some people where they go in and they just start spraying. The moment that buyers or myself walk into the home to look at it, we're sneezing, and then we're leaving. So we don't want sneezing then leaving. We want buyers and people to come into your home that are going to say, you know what, I really like this home. So what scent should you use? A Scentalicious smell is something that would be used with like a citrus smell, specifically a lemon, light, clean, and fresh scents. That's the key. If you smell something and it's kind of toned down and it just smells relaxing, like a lavender or a light lemon scent, that's what you want to use. Now, some people say use cinnamon and use cookie doughs and stuff like that. If you're going to use that and that's what you want to do, some people are allergic to the cinnamon smell, by the way, but if that's what you want to do and that's your thing, okay, well, go ahead. Just make sure that you're putting out some food and some nibbles for people, because if you have a house that smells a little bit like food, they're gonna get hungry, and you don't want them leaving your house because they're hungry. So you need to back it up with some food. The better tip and the better result is a light, fresh scent like a lemon or a lavender will work great for you. So showing tip number 5 is actually illumination. We want to illuminate your home. Turn on every light, every ceiling light, every floor light, every light that you have, stair light, turn them on. Get as much light into your home as possible. If it's nice and it's bright outside, open the windows, open up the shutters, open up the drapes, do whatever it takes. Open up everything so that your home shows off its features and benefits and illuminates everything in it, so they think it's light and airy and it feels good and strong positivity there. You know, if you have a dark room, and sometimes, you know, we all have them in our house, then what you want to do is get some drop down lights, like one that goes up like this and points down, kind of like a spotlight, so a spotlight type light. And what you want to do is you want to place it behind the furniture and turn it on in those darker rooms so it helps to brighten up the room a little bit. So the other thing that you want to do is turn off your TV. There's no need for people to be watching whatever's going on television. You don't want them sitting down and being more focused on, oh, I just missed that series last night, let me get caught up on it now. That's not the time. We want them to linger, but we want them to focus on your home, not on the television. The only time the television should be on is if you're using something like Musicscapes or music choices through your cable network for soundscapes and sounds of the season. That's the only time it should be on. So showing tip number 6 is to encourage touching. Now, how are we going to encourage touching? It's simple. So what we want to do is we want you to place we want you to place sensuous fabrics like velvet or silk wraps over armchairs. That will encourage someone to naturally touch it. I mean, when's the last time you walked by velvet or silk and you walked by without touching it? Most people, it's a very tactile thing. We know it's soft and smooth and we like to touch it because it feels good. We want them to do that so they can imagine themselves sitting in the armchair enjoying their new home, being wrapped up snug as a bug in a rug with their wrap, and that'll create a nice sensuous feel. It'll be really appealing to the buyer. Leave the doors slightly open. You don't want any doors closed in your home. You always want the doors slightly open so it welcomes them in and it feels good to them. And if you have carpet, then what you want to do is you want to vacuum your carpet in one direction only, and then don't walk on it again prior to the showing, so that people walk in and everything's just fresh, everything pops, everything's illuminated, everything looks good, it smells good, it's welcoming, it's a welcoming environment, and they're going to linger longer. The longer that they linger focusing on your home, the more they want your home. If you have a showing and they've been in there for an hour, it's normally a really good thing, because they're more than likely talking to their agent about what kind of offer to write you and how soon they can get that done. So that's a good thing. Keep that in mind. So showing tip number 7 is actually thoughtful notes. You know, there's all of us homeowners have special things about our home that make it unique. We've done certain improvements, we've added certain features and benefits and amenities to our property that can sometimes go unnoticed. And don't get carried away with these thoughtful notes, but go ahead and highlight certain things. If you have a really nice bathroom, for example, and you just did a nice remodel in the kitchen or something like that, you might want to make the note, hey, this project was completed in 2016, it cost blah blah blah, and it was performed by blah blah blah, you know, and just put it out there so that people know what's going on with that, and they can say, oh, you know what, I knew it was nice, but now we know why it's so nice. And go ahead and do that, even if it's something as small as, hey, we changed out all the fixtures in the home, we just put in a new AC, we added a new, we replaced the roof, whatever have you. Write note cards like that around. And I would caution you to be very, very careful about the amount of cards that you put out that say not included in the sale of this home, because if you do that, buyers might say, hey, if I can't have it, I want it, and I'm going to write it into the purchase offer because we want it. Some buyers may do that, some buyers may not do that, but even if they do, hey, you can always use that as leverage later in negotiations if it's really needed and it's something that you can let go of. So showing tip number 8 is to provide light refreshments. Now, this is going to tie in actually with showing tip number 9, which is encouraging feedback. So I'm going to talk about these kind of together with showing tips 8, which is light refreshments, and showing tip 9, which is encouraging feedback. The reason that these two tie in together is because whenever you're asking for showing feedback, we want to have kind of an area, maybe in the kitchen or in some type of a bar or wherever that room is going to be in your house. Most commonly it's the kitchen that people do this in, where you have the light refreshments out that you want to provide. Things like maybe finger foods, you know, brownies, cookies, lollipops, candy, some kind of treats, maybe even finger sandwiches of sorts. So if you have that out with water and soda and orange juice or whatever the case may be, you have a station there, and then you leave out a set of pins for, going back to showing tip number 9 for encouraging feedback, with pins and pre-printed questionnaires and a guest login book. Then it all, as they're eating, they may feel more obligated to leave you feedback, and it's okay if they're anonymous. If they want to do it anonymously, that's okay. What we're after here as a listing agent and you as a seller is we want that honest feedback because it's invaluable. The more they can tell us what their true perceptions are, whether it's anonymous or whether they put their name, whether they tell us to contact their agent or whatever, it's okay. Just tell us what the honest feedback is, because if it's something that we can fix, we can fix it. But if you're following these top 9 ways to show your home, you're going to be priming yourself for success. And if you work with a great listing agent, such as a certified residential specialist, which is a designation that's very prestigious in the residential real estate world, it is the highest one. And if you want to work with the best, you want a CRS, if you need help finding one, just let me know. So anyways, that's been our video for today about the top home showing tips for sellers. If you have any questions about this, feel free to contact me. I'm putting my contact information up right now. I'm always happy to hear from you. Even if you just want to say hi, drop me a line and I'll get right back to you as quickly as possible. Now, if you need help finding a CRS, just let me know. I'll use my network. I myself am a certified residential specialist, and I'm always happy to help. Now, if you've learned something new from this video and you've enjoyed this video, I'm going to ask you to do 3 things. Number 1, please subscribe to the channel. Number 2, please like this video. And number 3, please share this video with someone you know it's going to be able to help. Thank you so much for watching today, and enjoy an amazing day.